Okay, now it's time for section 3.1, measures of the center. So what's in the center? Well, there are actually four different ways to look at what's in the center. The most common is called the mean, or its full name is arithmetic mean. Just like my full name is Gregory Scott Perkins, but people just call me Greg. So we just call it the mean. Anyway, what you do is you add up the numbers, you count how many there are, and after you've added them up, you divide by the number of scores. So for example, let's say that we've got these, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these could be ages of people. So you add them up, then divide by 6. So that would be 127 divided by 6. So the average age, or the mean age, would be 21.167. So here I'm using 3 decimals. When you're on MyMathLab, they will specify how many decimals. So I just took this screenshot. So right here in this square, that's where I'm supposed to type the answer. And over here they say to the nearest tenth. So in that case, I would need to round this. Instead of 0.167, it should say 21.2 if I was supposed to round to the tenth. Now for some notation. Can you believe I hand wrote this myself? I know it looks professional, but I actually did this myself. So this is a sigma. So this is a Greek letter. Its name is sigma, and in math we use it to mean add up. And then we use x's for individual scores, like x equals 18 if somebody's 18 years old. N is how many scores are there? That's also called the sample size. So with that last one, there is 6, so n would equal 6. And like I said, we use the mean, or arithmetic mean. We use the mean a lot, and so we need a symbol for it, and that is x with a bar over it. And then finally, this letter right here, which looks like a cursive M, so that is the Greek letter mu. So it's written as mu, but it's pronounced mu, sort of like a cat goes mew, mew. Now that would be the average if you had the whole population. So if we were talking about Hartnell students, and I got all, whatever it is, 13,000 students, and I found out their average age, that would be the mu. Next up, the median. So the median just means the middle score. Now you have to make sure that you put them in order first. So here I randomly made up some numbers. To find the median, I need to put them in order. So 1, 2, there happen to be repeats, 3 and 3, 4, 5, etc. So put them in order first. And then what's in the middle? So right here there's 4 numbers on this side, and there's 4 numbers on this side. So what's in the middle? 4. So the median is 4. The median, we don't really need a symbol for it because we don't use it that often, and usually people just write the word median. So median is 4. There we go. What? Another example? Yes. So I put them in order, and then notice now I've got 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So I've got 5 numbers here, and I've got 5 numbers here. So the middle is where that blue arrow goes, is right in between a 4 and a 5. So in this case, the median is going to be 4.5. So when you have an even number of numbers, so I've got 5 on this side and 5 on this side, then the median is going to be between the 2 middle ones. So just add them up and divide by 2, and that would be 4.5. The mode. So the mode is the number that shows up the most. So this might be helpful in, for example, if you're shopping on Amazon and you see that this product gets so many stars, you might want to know, well, what gets the most? Is it 4 stars that gets the most? Is it 3 stars that gets the most? What shows up the most? So for finding the mode, you do not have to put them in order. Sometimes it helps just to visualize it better, but you don't actually have to. In here you can see a 3 shows up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that shows up the most, that's the mode. Now what about this? So there's a 3 shows up 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. A 9 shows up 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So there can be more than one mode. The 3 shows up 3 times, the 9 shows up 3 times, so it's bimodal, or it's got 2 modes, 3 and 9. Now, if there isn't a number that shows up the most, then you just say there's no mode. Like, for example, if I just said 1, 2, 3, 4, well, they all show up just 1 time, so there is no mode. Then on to what's called the mid-range. So you just take the largest number and the smallest number and add them together and divide by 2. So the mid-range isn't used very often, but it would basically be like if you knew that housing prices in a certain area went from 300,000, the cheapest, to 500,000, the most expensive, then you could just quickly add a 300,000, a 500, a 3 plus 5, that's going to be 8, divide by 2. So the middle is 400,000. So you just take, so you look through, the smallest number is 3, the biggest number is 9, add them together, divide by 2, that's the mid-range. Okay, now on to a different type of example. Suppose that you have this table, a frequency table, and this is pretend that this comes from my calculus students. So 6 of them got A's, 8 got B's, etc., etc. So what was the average score? Well, the problem with this is we don't know the actual numbers. Like these people that got A's, did all 6 of them get 100? Or maybe 3 of them got 90 and 3 of them got 99? I don't know. So what I'll do is I'll find the middle number between 90 and 100, which is 95, and I'll just assume that all 6 people got 95. So those are the class marks. So find the class mark for each class. So for each class, 90 to 100, you just add those together. That would be 190, divide by 2, that's 95. Then for 80 and 89, add them together, divide by 2, that's 84.5, etc. So then we're going to say these 6 people all got 95. So multiply those two. So multiply each frequency and the mark. So I just multiplied straight across, got 570. 8 times 84.5, that's how I got the 676. Multiply across, etc. Now add up the frequencies. In other words, how many people are in this class? So add these up, and this is going to be 14 with 12, that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So n equals 31 people. Then add up the total amount of points that they got. So add the last column. So 31 people got a total of 2,442.5 points. Now divide those two. So the 2442.5, when you divide by 31, that's an average score of 78.79. So that's how you find the mean based off a frequency table.